Hi everyone, welcome to Code Kamka's YouTube channel. I hope everybody are doing good. In this video, we will be discussing about GitHub supported build types, and we'll discuss each one of the build type and we'll end the session. So stay tuned till this video, and if you like my explanation, I request you to like, share, subscribe to Code Kamka's YouTube channel. So I brought few list of build types which we majorly use into our CI/CD daily life. So and there are few others like I have not given much priority for that. So here the first build type is a matrix build. So so this type of build type that we can run the same task across multiple environments like different versions of our stacks. It can be Python, it can be Node, it can be I know Angular, it can be Java. So we'd like to run the same task across the different environment with the different versions. So if we take a Python, so if you'd like to run the same version with a Python 3 with a different version, so in that time you can use a matrix build. So uh, why it is more useful because we require, I know we ensure our code works on a various configurations without setting up a separate jobs manually or separate kind of versions simultaneously. So in that case we can use a matrix build. And the next one is single environment build. So this type of builds is only runs on a specific environment. We can call it as a single specific environment. So it is a simple and efficient, which mostly focused on task where you don't need to have multiple environments like deploying into production server and any other case you can use this type of build types. The next one is a parallel build. So this kind of build, which used for multiple builds or running the jobs at the same time in a different task. So by using this type of build, you can use a time by saving the executioning of task simultaneously instead of waiting one by one to finish up. So you can run all the all the builds instead of the jobs, but at the one time. So you don't need to wait for one job to be finished for another job. So this kind of build, it can be it is specifically designed for set of requirements like running the unit test, integration test, and linting all at once. You can use such type of parallel builds. And the next we have a dependent builds. So build that this type of build that depends on successful completion of another build. Let's example, you have a two builds and you would like to run the second build only completion of first build. That situation you can use a dependent build types. So it ensure the task are executed right order, which means first it has to finish the first build and second and third. So this type of build you can use for running the deployment once you take test gone pass, which means one, let's say example, you have a build test deploy. So first build is depend I mean build is depend on test, so test depend on the deploy. So it will depend on each another build. So once build is completed, it will go for test, and if a test is complete, it will go for deploy. And the next we have the schedule build. So this type of builds trigger automatically at a specific time, like running the build every night at 2 a.m. and checking for regression, or like an especially we call it as a nightly build in the terminology. So it's automates the routine task like nightly testing and weekly deployments. And you have any other situation where you'd like to run it, so you can use this type of scheduling builds. At the end, reusable workflow build. So this type of builds that use predefined workflow shared across multiple repositories, or project. So why it is more useful? Because it saves the time and it makes sure consistency by reusing common build steps. So a reusable workflow for setting up environment and running the test, which means if you have a repository and you have workflows is defined where you can split this repository to across multiple repositories, those repository can import this configuration, they can reuse it in their pipeline in their workflow. So it's most use cases or if you have any standardization, well, you have defined it into your CI/CD pipeline. That case, you can use such type of reusability shared across multiple repositories or projects instead of your GitHub repository. So I hope it just makes sense for GitHub Action supported build types. So like these type of build types can be used in a real time. So you may see these type of build types in your once you jump into the on a bench or of DevOps workflows or CI/CD workflows or anywhere in the pipelines workflows. So it's not only DevOps, it can be ML ops, it can be AIOps, it can be DevSecOps. There are a bunch of operations that are available for building it. So these are the build types that regularly used, into the daily life. So I hope it is makes sense for understanding of these all build types. And if you like my explanation, I request you to like, share, subscribe to Code Kamkaji. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Bye bye.